Hey Jack, well done. You got in there before I did. Waiting in the fire, waiting for me to arrive, I guess. Let me just have a look. Can you see pretty much everything? Yeah, you can see everything on there. It's close enough. It's good enough. Market's just on the cusp of green. Hey Kieran. Happy Friday to you. And all you survey. Quiet morning so far. Not much moving. Like that. I'm just looking at yesterday's movers to see if we're going to get a continuation. We've got PMVP, which is PMV Pharma, and that's moving up at the moment. It's probably the only thing that it has moved up. There's the 8 o'clock scrum. Hey Sean, how you doing? Happy Friday to you also. So this morning, PMV Pharma gains on early data for lead asset in solid tumours. Basically, yesterday after hours, they announced an initial phase 1 clinical data to be presented at the 2022 American Society of Clinical Oncology annual meeting on June the 7th as well. So it's got kind of a double catalyst, which is kind of nice. Nice to see. It's a 36 million float. It is quite heavily shorted, which is why I'm particularly interested in it. Nearly 32% short. So if this continues to move up, I can see a lot of shorts covering, particularly at the bell, which will then potentially trigger a squeeze. So yeah, that could be of interest. Absolutely, Alistair. Big weekend for any Liverpool fan, I guess. Just pop this in the Discord. So it would have been nice to see PMV actually maintain some of these highs up around kind of $18, $19, but we'll see if it goes back up. Only time will tell today. Quiet day today so far. Of course they are, Chiska. AMC, let's have a look at the chart and I'll give you my running commentary. It's actually looking quite strong today. Get it on the 15-minute, it's much easier to understand. So we had this pop at the open, initial sell-off and then pop at the open, it moved up. And this is where we closed at 12.25. It's currently a little up on the day, a little over a percentage point up on the day, but it's looking really strong. It's looking, you know, I wouldn't surprise me with AMC. It's above the VWAP, so wouldn't surprise me if AMC is could make another run today, in sympathy with GME yesterday. Now GME really had a good day yesterday, and we made money both long and short with GME. It moved up. We got this area here. We saw the exit signs, paid no heed to them, called out the exit signs. on multiple time frames, paid no heed to them, so lost money when it gave back $3 on that, which, well, $2.5, which is a little bit silly of me, but hey, look, I can laugh about it now because when we went short, we went short and made that money back. So all's well that ends well, as they say. But yeah, I mean, GME's looking good today as well. It's also nearly 3%. Not quite above the VWAP. It's ranging, along the VWAP. So watch this space. Is it going to move up? I don't know. Is it going to move down? I don't know. What I'm saying is, based on the chart, it's looking quite strong. And with these meme stocks, just when you think it's dead, it keeps popping. I mean, you've got to ask yourself a question: why does GME keep popping up? Fundamentally, it shouldn't. And AMC is the same. Fundamentally, they shouldn't keep having these pops. There's no real news catalyst that keeps driving it, other than a reported short squeeze. Which, to be fair, the short squeeze was the beginning of last year. A lot of shorts have covered since then, and people have taken new short positions since then, but the majority of shorts have covered. So why does it keep popping up? I don't know. Well, I looked at it on the 60-minute, the weekly chart. We've got this downwards daily chart is what I wanted. Constant bounce. So before yesterday, we got this whole bounce here, and then it started to move up. So it's retraced most of yesterday's gains, but the day before, so looking at on a 2-day basis, it's gained quite heavily. I think with GME and AMC alike, you find that they are influenced by the wider market, but they do tend to go off on their own as well. So let's go back to AMC. All the times I've various areas. So this looked to me yesterday, earlier in the week, like a bit of a dead cat bounce, and then it just rallied the last 2 days. All this sell-off, and then a bit of a dead cat bounce, almost like an inverse cup and handle, if you will. So what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet, but it's looking strong. Could be a double bottom scenario if you're looking at that on the daily double bottom with a move to the upside. That's for AMC. So I wouldn't short it right now. I wouldn't feel comfortable shorting it, but if you see something I don't see, let me know. If you see something I don't see, good luck. I wouldn't feel comfortable shorting that just right now. Well, Redbox has been another one that keeps surprising me, and on the daily, when we had this big sell-off, I thought, right, okay, well, it's had its moment in the sun, it's gone there, but it's continued to gain from there. Now the question is that it's quite popular with the Reddit brigade, the meme stock brigade, for potential short squeeze, and that's what I would say with Redbox is watch out for the short squeeze brigade, and if it does squeeze, you could potentially see this back up to $11 and beyond. Particularly if the analysts are saying now, downgrade it to sell it, it's up there. You're going to get a whole bunch of people jumping on the short wagon, and if it goes against them, they're going to have to cover real quick, and they're going to push it back up even more. I looked at Seeger earlier, and whilst it didn't look particularly attractive, I know it was slightly up on the day. So on the 15-minute chart here. So Sega breaking highs. Already passed yesterday's high, which was 10.26. Pre-market high already 10.65. So yeah, I mean, when it pumped last week, originally it was a great catalyst, and then it sold off just as hard. So question is, what will it do today? And it looks quite strong, and it has looked quite strong for the last couple of days. Right, okay, so we've got a news catalyst that came out this morning as well, half an hour ago. The European Union has agreed to buy Bavarian Nordic's Invanex Tecro variant from Sega in the US, whatever that means. So it's got a catalyst which would suggest it may go on another bit of a rally today based on that. Hey Josh, good to see you. Not seen you for... I've seen you in the Discord for a while. Black sky. Red on the day. Look at it. No, that's over 15 minutes and there's no volume there, so there's nothing on the 1 minute. Don't like the charts on black sky at all. Red box. As long as it stays green today, we might see it go for another run later, or it might sell off. It sold off hard the latter half of yesterday's session, and then just consolidated till this morning. Had it gapped up this morning. So red box, you never quite know with these when the meme stock brigade take a liking to something. You never know. You never quite know. Morning alphabet. I'm feeling sounding a little hoarse. That's not good for tomorrow. Need to have my singing voice on tomorrow. Spread on this is 3 cents. That's not too bad. Take a 5,000 share position. $0.04 spread. Happy birthday, Ian. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. Score predictions for tomorrow: 2-0 to Liverpool. A goal either side of half time. One from Mo and one from Mane. And I've got money on that as well. I've got I've put a little four-way accumulator on because I just couldn't get good odds on anything. Really good odds. I'll put a little four-way accumulator on the match for tomorrow. It's Mo Salah to have a shot on goal on target in either half. Sadio Mane score at any time, and Liverpool to lift the cup. That's Paddy Power for you as well. I got extended odds with Mo Salah to have a shot on target in both halves, in either half. So we've got 4 cents. We're only risking 4 cents. $200. That's the spread. 5 cent spread. I don't like that. So, anybody else got any score predictions for tomorrow for the game? Is anybody interested in the game? Will anybody be watching the Rugby League Challenge Cup final tomorrow, which is another game that's on tomorrow afternoon? So, being a Wigan boy originally, I'll be watching the Challenge Cup final in the afternoon, and I'll probably be half cut by the time kickoff comes around for the Champions League final in the evening. Just the way things go. It's going to be a decent, and then I've got Sunday to recover. There's no trading on Monday. Just remember that, guys. It's Memorial Day on Monday. The markets are closed. Who won to who? El Puno. I mean, you can say 2-1, but to who? Who's going to win? Okay. Don't think they'll score 9. Or are you talking odds? You're getting 9-1. I'm on Liverpool winning. Let me know who's your bookie, because I'll have some of that. I would really have waited for the 2-minute confirmation, but no, look. Yeah, I just think Madrid, the way they've played away from home, because they're not at home, neither team's at home, but the way that Madrid have played away from home in the Champions League, it's they've been absolutely woeful away from home in the last few rounds. Let's face it, it's going to be like an away game for Madrid because the travelling cop is going to be on full voice. Madrid fans will definitely be outnumbered. Okay, I'll take a look at that. It could be interesting. Might be worth putting a couple of quid on that. Did anybody have a Sega back in the 90s? I know this is Sega, not Sega, S-I-G-A as opposed to S-E-G-A. Remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog for hours. Hours at a time. Collecting gold rings before Tails was added. This was just Sonic. There was no character. The first couple of iterations of Sonic the Hedgehog, there was no character choices. It was Sonic or nothing. There was no Tails or anyone else. Dr. Robotnik coming spoiling the party at the end of each round. Yeah, I used to enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog. As a teenager, back in the day, that's a long time ago. Still a teenager at heart though. Well, 21. 21 in here, 70 outside. That's why my body feels half the time at least anyway. Slow moving at the moment. Well, I remember Pong back in the day, talking of tennis consoles. I remember playing Pong. I should have took some profit. I was expecting it to break the $0.50, but I'll take a little bit off there. Break the $0.50. Well, the market's actually not doing too bad today. It's up slightly, and 0.2%, so 0.2%. The wider market, the S&P 500. The Dow's just gone green. The Nasdaq is 0.4%, so almost 0.5%. The Russell Index, small cap index, is 0.25% up on the day, so we're still green pre-market, which is nice. Tesla, I'll have a quick look at Tesla without taking my eyes off. So Tesla's it's at 716, nearly 717, 716.78 right now. Need 725. That's doable today. The market rallies. I think 725 is doable. Have you got calls? Do they expire today, Kyle? Have you got calls that expire today? Well, I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm actually looking for. I'm a little bit more nervous today than I was on Sunday for some strange reason. We could have the quadruple was on on last weekend, but a little bit more. I guess if we don't win tomorrow, even though we've got 2 cups in the bag in the cabinet already, and it's been a good season, second in the league, etc., by 1 point. If we don't win tomorrow, I think because of the build-up and everything else, a lot of fans will be disappointed. There we go. That's the break of the $0.50 I was waiting for. Take another 2,500 shares off. Still in for 5,000, sorry. Your mum's in Ireland? Whereabouts? Are you one of the Americans that call yourself Irish? Well, you're always welcome here, Kyle. Always welcome here. Tesla's at 716 and 78 cents at the minute, so just shy of 717. All right, she breeds horses. That's a very popular pastime in Ireland. A very popular occupation in Ireland. Not popular as in lots of people doing it, is lots of people like it. The horse racing is actually Ireland's national sport, officially. I mean, a lot of people say it's the GAR, but that's an amateur sport. Still. Blackpool. So what are you doing in Texas? If you're from Blackpool, your mum's in Ireland and you're in Texas. Well travelled. All right, okay. There's always one. American soldiers over here, overpaid and oversexed. Always have been. Although saying that, the Irish and the Scottish, for that matter, can go over to the States, and they're loved by the women over there. Just the accent, even more than a French accent. Well, let's see this move up to 11 pre-market. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Yeah, pretty much the same thing for myself. For 2020 is when I really, I've did a little bit over the last few years. I've been investing for probably about 10 years. Did a bit of swing trading, but really submersed myself into day trading because I had the time to do it during lockdown. Gave a lot of money to the market, paid for my tuition, as it were. So gave a lot of money to the markets, and then took me about 7 months, just over 7 months, to become consistently profitable. And I say that whilst I'm sitting here in May, it looks like I'm going to finish May red on the month, but still green on the year. So if I look back at the last 2 months, I'll be green on the last 2 months. So I'm green on the quarter, as it were. So just always zoom out and look where you are. Hey, Matt. Is the acquisition going through? Is the Broadcom acquisition going through on VMware? There's the doji. I'm just gonna, next candle to make a new low is me out. What helps me win? A strategy, discipline, and sticking to a strategy that's profitable. And I say that some people in the chat will probably say, Tony, but you don't stick to your strategy. And yeah, when I lose, it's because I've not stuck to my strategy. So discipline is key. And if you stick to a profitable strategy, which is the strategy I actually teach on the course, it's pattern breakouts, it's momentum strategy, it's a well-known strategy. Lots of traders use it for profit. Lots of profitable traders use the same strategy. I'm just gonna take half of that position off, lock in a little bit more profit, and then let this ride. Look, we're all learning. Look, I'm a consistently profitable trader in the long term. And every single day I'm looking for new ways to make gains. I'm still looking for looking to improve my trading knowledge. Every day is a school day. You can never know it all. Yeah, so first candle to make a new low, I'm getting out of this. There's a couple of exit indicators showing up right now, and I think it's ready for a reversal. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think it's ready for a bit of a reversal. There's a number of reasons, particularly in the current market, when it's not a hot market and you're looking for things to trade. My go-to strategy, particularly at the open, is the gap and go. When you've got no gappers, then it becomes hard. It's called, you're getting beat by emotions, I guess. Get the emotional beat down. Oh, this is a good starting. Yeah, that news broke out a couple of days ago, a few days ago. Just wondering if it's been there's the topping tail doji. Just going to get out there at the top. 1900 to start the day. Thank you very much. Absolutely, Chip. Well, if you've got a good strategy that works, then fine. Like I say, that little exit indicator with the topping tail suggests a bit of a pullback's due. So, and there it goes. Not done. I don't think it's done, but first candle to break a new low would have been this one. So on the 1 minute. So I predicted the top of that very well. I'm not saying I'm the best trader on the internet. I'm not saying I'm the best trader on TikTok, but you know, top three. So high of this candle is 78. So look at the round number. I look at 80. Nice one, Alistair. Good stuff. You're getting consistent green days now, which is always great to see. Love those green days. Well, I missed my 80 entry. And again, I'll look for the confirmation. Don't want the devil horns. There you go. Potential fake out. So let's look for the confirmation. New highs, which is 87. I'll leave it till it breaks $11 now. Getting some nice volume coming in as well. 100,000 volume sticks. The only difference between your 200 profit and my 2,000 profit, Alistair, is share size, as you know. So I just look to get in ready for the breakout here. Getting a bit of a flat top formation. Go in there, very, very tight risk. Less than 10% risk. This flat top breakout. I don't recommend anticipating the breakout. I always recommend waiting for the confirmation. But because the risk was relatively small, I figured, okay, I could probably get 10 cents on this. So waiting for 95. Catch you later, Alistair. Yes, I do. I pay commissions on every transaction, and depending on how many shares I'm taking, if I'm taking liquidity out of the market, I'll get hit with ECN fees. If I'm adding liquidity, I get ECM rebates, depending on which market maker I go through, by the way. Some market makers don't give rebates. Trading pre-market, yeah. The commissions are no different whether you're trading pre-market or in the open market. Commissions are exactly the same. I don't get charged any additional fees for trading pre-market. It's just a bonus of trading with this broker, I guess. They allow me to trade from 2 hours before the market opens, and I can trade pretty much the whole after hours session. I don't like trading the after hours session. It's just not volatile enough. Well, Tesla is at nearly 723 now, so 722.80. I'm with Capital Markets Elite Group. This is the broker I'm trading with right now, Capital Markets Elite Group. I also use Interactive Brokers. Those are the two brokers that I use, primary and secondary. There's argument to say that Interactive is my primary broker, even though I'm more active on Capital Markets, because I've got more money with Interactive than I have with Capital Markets. And I've got my long-term positions, and I've got my pension or my retirement fund with Interactive Brokers as well. So it depends on how you look at it. I just trade more. I day trade with Capital Markets. I get more leverage on the margin account than I would with Interactive. I only get 4x on Interactive, whereas I get 6x on Capital Markets. So I see what? There's 95. We get 11. We get 11 bucks. Gonna get out there. I got my 95. So that's $2,000 to start the day. We've got 50 minutes before market opens. Nice cushion. I don't want to say that I'm going to be. It gives me the permission to have a big swing, but I will feel more comfortable having a big swing now. Where am I seeing 722 on Tesla? Because I've got another chart open that you can't see, but I'll put it on the screen for you right now. So on my desktop, I've got a whole bunch of charts. I've got 4 screens open at the moment. But this is Tesla. As you can see, 722.77 at the moment. This is on the 1 minute. If you look at it on the 15 minute, you can see it's moving upwards. It's not quite at pre-market high yet, which is 724. So it's 722.95, 98. It's going to break 723 any minute now. So let's go back at the 1 minute. I want to see an entry for the break of $11. Yeah, so it's 723.50 now. So you were looking for 723. Like I say, have you got calls there, or did you you just have a limit order to buy going long? Not in Dublin, you won't. So I'm on point today. I predicted the top again. Oh, predicted the top, the resistance at $11, the whole dollar resistance, predicted the top again. Now it's pulling back. Like I say, might not be the best trader in the world, top 3, possibly, but just paying heed to the exit signals. Hey, look, you do you, buddy. Let's have a quick look at VMware. So no action on the back of that news catalyst. Oh, Tesla's had a little bit of a pump there from, in the space of 10 minutes. It's gone from like 770. It's gone $5 in 10 minutes. That's a good, nice little pump. There's nothing, no movement on VMware at all. There's no volume on VMware at the moment. So I'm not sure, Matt, whether that's old stale news from when it was announced earlier in the week, or whether the market's just not reacting to it. Wait for $11 now. Futures is where it's at. Look, there's no right or wrong way to, well, there's a wrong way to trade, but there is no one best way to trade, Kyle. So if you're trading futures, you need a strategy to trade futures. If you're trading the indexes, or if you're trading crypto, if you're swing trading, if you are trading commodities, if you're forex trading, look, you do you. If that's your thing, if you've got a strategy that works for you, that's profitable for you, and it's consistently working for you, great. Then it's a good way to trade, and it's the right way for you. Different strokes, different folks, and all that kind of stuff. However, if you're losing money consistently, you're doing something wrong. So look for something else. Try a different strategy. Try a different instrument. You know, that's now I've tried forex. Couldn't make a bean on forex, if I'm being completely honest. Whenever I made money on forex, it was just purely down to luck. I tried trading the indexes, and again, trying to be logical with the indexes just didn't work for me. They can be so irrational at times. So futures and the indexes, not for me. Tried trading big caps, but you need big pockets. So I wasn't making much money on large cap stocks because the moves are small. You need either huge leverage, which increases your risk, or you need big pockets. So I found my niche. My niche is in low float, low cap stocks between kind of $4 and $30. And from a day trading perspective is what I'm talking about. I'll swing trade. I tend to look more for medium to high cap stocks if I'm swing trading. And also if I do play options, any options play, I might look at larger cap stocks because and play it out over a longer period, and just use the leverage that way. See, that's where you and I will have to agree to disagree, Kyle. The whole point of having a strategy that works is you don't deviate from the strategy because it works. As soon as you start changing your strategy, that's when from personal experience, that I will be backed up from people in the chat. As soon as I deviate from my strategy, I lose money. So the saying of today is have a trade plan. You know, you plan your trades and you trade your plan. So I mean, there's some people like really low cap stocks, so low price stocks, penny stocks, if you will, legitimate penny stocks, not the sub $10. So some people like legitimate penny stocks under $1. I can't trade that. I just cannot trade it at all. No, exactly, Kieran. That's exactly right. You know, why should I? You know, you don't fix what's not broken. You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Absolutely, Kieran. But look, if you've got a strategy that works for you, and the majority, so anybody that's coming onto the stream that hasn't listened to me beforehand, if you're thinking of it's easy to trade and make money, it isn't. It's a lot more difficult than I make it look. It's a lot more difficult than most people that you'll see on social media and various other things make it look. Most people who get involved in the markets, regardless of instrument, lose money. If just on stocks and equities alone, 85% of people are never profitable in the long term. They lose money in the long term. eToro, which I don't use anymore, by the way, it's one of the first platforms I learned on, but eToro surveyed their own customer base and used the statistics of their own customer base, and over 80% of their entire customer base lose money long term, consistently, to the tune that they lose over 36% of their equity every single year. So that number actually gets higher depending on what instruments you're trading, or if you're trading Forex, the number is over 95% lose money. If you're trading crypto and futures and commodities and everything else, it's well into the 90s that most people lose money. And there's a number of reasons for that. The main reason is people approach the stock market, people approach the money markets, regardless of instrument, with a gambling mindset. It's approach it like it's a legitimate casino, and it's not. If you approach it like it's a casino, it's going to treat you like it's a casino. It's going to take your money off you. Guaranteed. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about whether you can afford to lose the money or not. The stock market just doesn't care about you at all. So be careful. Most people lose money. The second reason why people don't lose money long term is they don't know what they're doing. So they don't spend the time investing in themselves and learning how to trade, learning about the market movements, learning how to read, to do technical analysis, read charts, learning how to spot areas of support, resistance, learning about fundamental analysis. You don't have to, for day trading, you don't have to go deep into fundamentals, but you have to learn a bit. You have to know whether a stock it's got a catalyst that's worth buying or not. And then the third reason why people lose money is they don't manage the risk. And this is probably the biggest reason why people don't lose money in the markets, is they don't manage the risk. So people, it's human nature not to want to be wrong. So we take a position, we take a trade thinking that, hello, I've got a reason for getting into this trade and I'm going to be right. It's the right reason. You might be right, but the market might just say, yeah, I'm having one of those days. I'm going to be contrary and I'm going to reverse and do the opposite. And every other day is like that. You've got to be able to cut your losers very, very quick. As soon as it starts going against you, you cut your losers. And a lot of people find that hard. And after a little while in the market, losing money, they find they cut the losers. And then what they do, as soon as they get a winner, as soon as something starts going in their favor, they want to lock in profits quick because of what they've experienced about things reversing on them. So then they start cutting the winners as well. So they have a kind of a double bubble of not maximizing profits and holding on to losses, which means that they're consistently losing. So those are the three main reasons people lose money in the markets. I don't know about milking the market this week. I'm green. I've had 3 4-figure days. One 7,500 red on Monday. So the first 2 of those days I managed to get that back. I'm about just over 3,000 green on the week before today. So that takes me to 5,000 green on the week, which means that I have to have one hell of a day today or Tuesday to get green on the month. Just to put it into context where I am on the month, and this is net numbers. This includes fees and charges. I'm 21,000 in the hole at the moment for May, which is not too bad considering we were 60,000 in the hole at one stage after that first week, I think it was. So well, not quite 60,000, just over 50,000 in the hole at the worst point. So we've not, yeah, it was actually after that first week. Finished the first week and we were 45,000 in the hole. Then on the 12th, we were 50,000 in the hole. So that was our lowest point on the month. That's net speaking. I'm looking at gross. So my actual trade profit and loss, my trade profit and loss this month. Let me just May the 1st. Put my filters on my trading view stats. Detailed reports. So you can see here, which is my trading view journal. You can see that as of yesterday, I was total gain on the month. I'm actually just shy of 10,000 in the whole trade profit and loss. So when we look at net after commissions and charges, I'm another 10,000 down. So 20,000 down. So this will take me to 7,000, or am I just over 2,000 gross. This will take me to about 7,000 down on the month. So there's a chance we can finish green on the trade profit and loss this month. The chances of me finishing green net is probably going to be a red month. And I've kind of accepted that, which allows me free to make the trades and be a bit more subjective in my risk management and the likes. I don't have to worry about it. So May it's going to be the first month where I don't actually make a profit. Yeah, it's going to be the first month I don't actually make a profit overall since January 21. So, and I'm okay with that. It's been a tough month. It's been a difficult month, but you know what? I've learned a lot already about my trading style and my personality this month that I already knew but was confirmed. And I think the 5-figure days are going to be a little bit until the market does start to become a bit more warmed up. I think the 5-figure days, you know, the 15, 20, 25k days are probably going to be few and far between. I think if I've won this month, 5-figure green day. Volatility is not fast enough for day trading in penny stocks, really? You really think so? So where do you think the volatility is faster? $78, there's the entry, missed it. I get in at 82. Yes, 3 cents off for the 5-minute entry. Might not get this one. $0.10. Got half an hour to the open. Yeah, 10 cents. Previous candle is 72 low, is the low. So I was a little late to pull the trigger. I'm not sure if I should factor that in or not. I want to get to 85. Could have really got in here at 68, 69. Bounce on the VWAP. That's what happens when you start giving it too much chatter and not paying attention. Let's see if we can, we've got half an hour. Hey Paul, Hey, look, we'll get here earlier, Paul. If you get here early, you'll see the action. Simples. Oh, this hits 75. I'll get out. I'm not feeling this as a breakout. I got in on the big volume candle, but the rest hasn't come through. So lower volume. I've not gone in big size, so I'll reduce my risk to 7 cents. Spreads have tightened up though. It was about 3-4 cents earlier. Now just 1 cent. Penny spreads, which is good. We've got half an hour before the bell. Let's see if we can get 2,000 likes. Everybody in the trap, give the screen 10 taps. Let's see if we can get 2,000 likes before the bell. What that does is it just helps with the algorithm. It basically suggests to the algorithm that there's a lot of interaction and engagement on this stream, and it'll push it out to more people. We get more people in, and we can go around that way. I'm not feeling this for a breakout, probably because I was a little bit late to the entry. I should have got in for the bounce off the VWAP. But I'm not too worried because it was the right entry on the 5 minute. Hey TikTok, good to see you back. Up and handle on red box, is there? Oh, there's a cut. Wait for the handle. AMC is currently 1271. Vin. I'll cut to AMC in a minute. I know it's in the title there, but AMC's it's up. It's green. I wasn't paying attention. I was supposed to get out at 10.75 there, wasn't I? Given that we bounced on the VWAP last time, I'll just add at 65 and get out at 62 if it crosses the VWAP. AMC is about 4% up on the day, Vin. I'll show you that in a moment when I get out of this trade. Red box making its move up. Find a bit of resistance at $8. That's might be where you get your handle from. Oh, it's broke $8. Red box. The volume on Sega seems to have just tapered off a little bit. AMC 1260s, 1270s. Not huge volume pre-market today. It's quite a fairly quiet day today at the moment. Well, the markets are up. SPY's at 408. So the S&P is up, the Nasdaq's up. They're all green at the moment. A good percent. The Nasdaq's up 1.2%. The S&P's up 0.75%. Oh shit! I didn't want to go short. Bit silly of me. Well, my statistics actually say I make most money between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. But this month, you're probably right, Marion. Probably right this month. I should have held that short position on that. In hindsight, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Have I checked any statistics? Absolutely. I check my statistics daily. I use TraderView to look at my statistics on a daily basis. I can actually look at those statistics for you right now if you want. We're looking at May, win versus loss, days, times, so performance distribution versus the hour of the day. Yep, I have more winners between from 9 to 10, but I also have more losers. So I've got 13 winning days this month and 12 losing days between 9 and 10 o'clock. I'll pull this across so you can actually see. So if I look at this, basically this is my TraderView stats for this month. And what I'll do is I'll pull up for the year so you can see the difference. So trade distribution by hour of the day. You can see winning trades, pre-market between, well, I can't trade between 7 and 7:30. So between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I'm winning more than I'm losing. Between 8 and 9, I'm losing more than I'm winning. Between 9 and 10, I'm winning more than I'm losing. It's even after that. And then the rest of the day, I'm actually winning in power hour at the moment. If I actually move that to, where are we? The beginning of the year. And look at the same breakdown. Doesn't help. Here we go. That's why I had the wrong date set. But if I look at the filter, 22. Well, this is why. We're not in December yet, Tony. You'd think actually putting a date into a field is an easy thing, wouldn't you? There we go. Distribution by days of the week, by the hour. You can see here that I make a lot more winners between 9 and 10 than any other time during the day. These statistics. Performance by the hour as well. You can see that I'm making a lot more money between 9 and 10 than I am losing it. So my statistics are, you know, this month are not the typical reflection of how I trade, I'd like to think, because based on this month, well, this year, I'm actually a profitable trader, you know, with decent statistics. This month, I'm not. So I've got a 2-to-1 success rate, 66% accuracy for the year. But if I talk about this month, I've got actually I've got a 60% accuracy this month. It's just my losing trades are a lot bigger on average. That first week is what screwed me up. My accuracy is actually not that much different from the rest of the year. Power hour, that one trade, obviously power hour is very important with that one trade. I use multiple time frames, Yellow Steez, and I recommend everybody to use multiple time frames. Don't just stick to one time frame, because if you stick to one time frame, you're going to miss things. If you look at, so I'm using, I recommend, well, I'm using the 1 minute and the 5 minute to trade off primarily. I also have the 2 minute open right next to it. Either side of the 1 minute, I've got the 2 and the 5. I also use the 60 minute and the daily for key areas of support and resistance for tracking that. So I always have at least four time frames open when I'm trading something, so I can actually reference the other charts. Higher time frame patterns tend to be more reliable. So if you see a pattern on the lower time frame, on a 1 or 2 minute, if you look for confirmation on the higher time frame, you'll find that the breakout will be more reliable. So you can get the micro entry on the 1 minute, but if it's looking like it's setting up for a pattern on the higher time frame, that micro entry can help you get a few extra cents on the move. But it's usually the higher time frame move that you will get the volume push from. So it's you know, you don't have to announce your departure then, MC. No, absolutely, Mariam. Absolutely. You know, risk management is 100% the most important thing to being profitable. You know, if you hold on to your losers, it doesn't matter how many winners you get. If you make 150 bucks every time you get in and get out, and then for a winner, and you do that 10 times, you're $1,500 up. That's great. But if you have that one loser and you lose $2,000, then it's a red day. So you want smaller losers, bigger winners, which historically has been the case for me. So this month, it's just not. It's been a tough month for me this week, and I'm okay to admit that. Red box, someone has said there was a cup forming as the cup was forming. And look at it on the 2 minutes, probably easier. So we had the cup, now we're getting the handle. So red box could be a good entry right now. I'd wait for the break of the whole dollars, but I would say there's a good entry there at on red box for $8. What does which chart? Sega? Oh, look at it on the 1 minute. Zoom out for the patterns. I'd say it's not going to fall. No, it's probably going to consolidate for a while and then make another move back up. My own opinion, because what I'm thinking, champion, is that this is a shoulder, this is a head, And if we get a move up and then another dip, we'll get the other shoulder. So potentially could have a inverse head and shoulders on Sega. So just, that's not financial advice. It's just a guy on the internet expressing an opinion. But from a pattern point of view, it's looking like there could be a potential head and shoulders formation. On red box, we've definitely got a cup and handle forming here. So I would wait for $8 because you've got resistance at the whole dollar level. It's a psychological level. Historically on the 60-minute, well, I would say on the daily, it's 840. So I would look for potentially the break of $8 and a move up, a steady move up to 850. Then we've got resistance at 850, well, 840. High of day is 850 as well. So let's zoom back in. But who was it said that the cup on red box? I can't remember. Chip, you spotted the cup before the handle started forming, so yeah. Do I trade any crypto here? Occasionally. There's nothing to trade at the minute. Last time I looked, crypto was stale. Is probably the best way of describing it, and it still is. We had a little blip down to just below 28,000 on Bitcoin, but we're sideways ranging at the moment. It's there's no action in it's a kind of a boring market at the moment, crypto. But the last time we had a market like this would have been, but I think it was 2017. Let me just have a quick look. Last time I saw action like this. I'm not going. Doesn't go back that far on the hourly time frames. So let's look at it on the daily. At 2018, we saw kind of sideways chop 2018, and then early 2019 before it started to make a move up. We had a big drop in March 2020, very similar to what we had. And then we got this very similar chop before the start of the last big bull run. So I'm not saying it's going to go on a big bull run, but the consolidation at the moment in the crypto space, particular Bitcoin and the coins that follow it, is quite dull. So the key area there on crypto is back to the hourly time frame. The key area is kind of 32,000, I would say. We've got that 30,500 on Bitcoin is being consistent resistance. We've popped up above it a couple of times where we hit 31,000 and then we hit 31.4. But previous resistance before that was 32,000. I think if we break 32,000, we've got a chance of having a bit of a rally up. So I think the key level is 32,000. Right now, it's just chopping sideways between kind of 28.5 and 35. So we've got a $2,000 range. It's just chopping up and down. It's very boring at the moment. AVDL, yeah, I saw that on the scanner. It's up 55% today. It's only low price stock. It's a bit low for what I like to trade. But yeah, if you're on this one, it's moved up and it had its typical. Let's look at it on the 5 minute. You'll see it better. It moved up, typical flag formation before consolidation, and then a further move up. Now we're getting a bit of a consolidation here, potential flag. So this potentially could move up again. Looking at it on the 15 minute. Don't know what the catalyst was, but we're getting volume coming in now as well. So 9 million shares traded on this one. I'd have to take a look at it to see what the catalyst was and what size float it is. But if you've got that information in front of you, Marian, I won't need to. You let me know if you want me to take a look at the fundamentals. Mr. MC, I think you mean the markets are not volatile enough right now. Crypto. There's just no volatility in the market at the moment. It's ranging Bitcoin's ranging in. It's got a $2 range, $2,000 range. There's just no volatility at all at the moment. Just sideways. I've got AVDL on here, Chip. I know that's what you meant, and I was just adding clarity for the rest of the for the rest of the chat. Hey, Rich, good afternoon to you as well. So I won't be trading AVDL. It's got a double again for me to trade it. I'm only going to be trading stocks $3 and above today. I think there's enough for me going on for me to do that. So we've got a little over 8 minutes to the bell, and I've got the alert set up on my DAS platform. I had it before, but I switched it off because personally I don't like it. But the opening bell rings when the market opens now. So for all you guys out there, you'll get to hear the nicey opening bell. You didn't sound anything. There's only me that's talking, so chat doesn't make any sounds there, Mr. MC. Just to be facetious. Let me pull up my big scanner, give it a bit of quick refresh. Scanner's ready. The open. 6 minutes to the open. Five-minute volume has to be over. Thousand That's it. Okay. Let me have a look on this scanner, which is real time. Not great. Just trying to find these scanners. Okay. Let's look back to red box. Did that up and handle break out? Oh, we got low volume. The volume died off. Keep an eye on that. What about Sega? So watch for Sega at the open. If it breaks the VWAP, goes up to around 1080, pulls back to the VWAP, it's going to smash 11. Just saying. Because that will form that head and shoulders that I was talking about. If it inverse head and shoulders. Just watch that. Yeah, the blue hat it's a stock split. Don't worry about that. What's Tesla's future? Well, I'm long on Tesla. I'm bullish on Tesla. I think Tesla's good. Right now, it's up at 726. So it's moving. Unfortunately, it's not moving fast enough to get my calls back in the money for next week. But hey, look. You can do it's not a bad with high cap stocks, like S&P stocks and things like that. It's not a bad strategy, Marion. Trading the same stocks on a daily basis, because you get to understand the stock itself. You get to understand how it moves. You get to be able to predict it in the market. So if you've got deep pockets and you're happy to trade those high cap stocks on a higher time frame rather than on the 1 minute and 2 minute time frames, then you can make money on it. But you need deep pockets or huge leverage. So trading a small handful of the same stocks day in, day out, you need the stocks that are going to behave in a similar fashion, either to the long or short side. You need stocks that are going to behave in a predictable fashion. And the S&P 500 does that. And not only that, you can read the S&P 500 itself, or the SPY or whatever, for confirmation, because they will trade with that. They're not going to be identical, but they will tend to trade with the trend of the market. So some of the bigger account holders will trade those high cap stocks, and there's nothing wrong with trading high cap stocks. You know, I know a couple of people that's all they do, and I've got a friend, all he does is trades AMD. AMD and Micron, those are his two go-to stocks. He'll trade other things, but the two go-to stocks where he makes most of his money is AMD and Micron, MU. So it's a strategy, but if you want to beat the market, then I prefer to trade more volatile stocks, which is the low float, low cap stocks, which is why my P&L graph, whilst going up, it's a lot more volatile than someone who's trading those big stock, has a strategy for trading those high cap stocks. If theirs is going up, it'll be going up in a similar fashion to the market. Maybe slightly outperforming the market, maybe slightly underperforming the market, depending on if they're actually really good at the job or not. With me, my P&L curve is a lot more volatile certainly than the market, and certainly those high cap stock traders. But percentage gains wise, I'm probably outperforming them by a considerable amount. It's just that the monetary gains, they'll have more money because they've got a bigger equity to start off with. So then when they're trading with a $25 million account, if they're trading a $25 million account and I'm trading a $25,000 account, there's a big difference in, you know, the percentage gain. The market open. In case you missed that, that's the opening bell. I'll change my scanners. It is like a trade, but that's you know, that is a recording of the of the NICE opening bell. So that's what it sounds like on the stock exchange itself, Marion. I just thought replicate a little bit of reality. Tesla up at 730s. Red box up at $8. That's that. Potentially that handle. Red box. This is the handle of the cup. So big cup. There's your handle, and this will probably move up to around 820, 830 maybe in the long term, I think. What's the high? 850. It's a pre-market high 850. We might get that on red box. Of course, this dip at the open spoils the pattern a little bit, but nevertheless it's still there. Opening range high on Sega is 1055. Tesla is up at 1030s, approaching 730, approaching 740, up at 737. AMC had an opening high of 1285, pulling back a little bit now. SPY moving up. Look at the SPY. This is the S&P500 steadily gaining. I do like the look of that. It's going to be 1% up if it gets over that 920, 40920. It'll reach 1% gains on the day, which is very bullish. Okay, so I'm just looking for any kind of price spikes or halts. Trading halt, GPS halted, is not available. GME price spike up. Let's have a look at GME. Spiked up. Now it's selling off, going down. Very similar to AMC, which is selling off. So watch this range. Just watch. This is the opening range. So if you look at it on a 5-minute chart, this opening candle, the high, including wicks, the high and low is your opening range. So if you want to sit back and just wait for the first candle to form on the 5-minute, and then when it breaks one of the range, either high or low, that is an indication of what trend it's likely to take. So if it breaks the low, then you short it. If it breaks the high, you go long. That's known as an opening range breakout. Now, it's not something that you would look for to sustain, but what tends to happen is you get a nice little pop that you can take profit from. So you take your profits quickly. $4.3 on revenue. Not sure. Oh, Dell, yeah. Dell's having a good day. Also, on top of that is the fact that they're getting rid of VMware as well. VMware's going to be bought by Broadcom. The MVP, there's the first pullback on that one. Second pullback, so high on that is 1702. Look for the breakout upwards. 1,000 shares. Got in at 1705, which was the new high. Pre-market high is up at 21, which is why this could run. I'm just happy to get out of this very, very quickly if it goes against me. Low on the 5-minute is 67. That's good stuff, Les. 50 cents a share, Dell. But it's moving up nicely, 17% up on the day. Well, looks like I've chosen a big gap without the volume. I'm not going to get anywhere near a halt at this speed. Just get it. Not feeling the speed of that. So $220 for that. Why not? Let's see if there's anything else moving a little bit quicker. I'm an impatient sob today. Yep, we got that break. So the cup and handle. So let's zoom out here on the, put it on the 2 minutes, probably easier to see. So or even on the 5-minute, yeah, 2 minute. mate. So we got this cut, the handle, and the break up. So didn't quite go to where I expected it, but it went up to 737, which is not bad. That's red box, cup and handle breakout from pre-market. There is a school of thought that says that you can't take what happens in pre-market, the patterns in pre-market, and continue them into the open market. And I say that's nonsense. And this is proof that I'm right and they're wrong. Just saying. AMC, I certainly can. Volume at the moment is 6.3 million. 6.4 million. AMC. Up at 1270s. What I'm looking for here on this one is the break of 1285. So that's your opening range high, is 1285 up here. Get that. Yesterday's high of day was 1288, so very close together. So look for the break of 1285 and a bit of a push on AMC, that is. So that's for you as well, Vin. Black skies making highs. Breaking highs. So this won a $1 billion contract with the US government a couple of days ago. It didn't really do much yesterday. Been consolidating since the close on Wednesday, but it's already 62. 62 is the pre-market high from yesterday. So that's a significant level. If it gets above 62, it could go on a run. Well, that's black sky. Look for 262 on black sky. Seeger's moving up. Look for an entry. I missed it. 1080, 1085 would have been, 1090 would have been a good entry. Even the breakup of the whole dollar. Got in for the break of 1120. Just 2,500 shares. Fine scale in. Seeger had a really good day at the beginning of the week. Well, no, Friday. Continued on into the after hours. Actually went another $2 whole after hours on last Friday. Yeah, that's why I like to trade in a margin account. It's instant settlement. $11 is my line in the sand. Full dollar. Put my stuff on there right now as it happens. I know. There you go. If you're in Texas, though, you do have the PD2 rule, so you need a 25k account to have a margin account. If a cash account, it doesn't matter how much. You can trade as much as you want as long as you've got the equity to trade it. PD2 rule being in Texas, you're subject to the PD2 rule, so providing you're using a broker that is also based and regulated in the US, you'll get 4 trades a day if you've not got $25,000 or more in your account. So margin or not, it's if you've not got $25,000, then if you've got a small account, stick with the cash account. Otherwise, you're going to be limited. You're going to have to work around that, 2-day T+2 settlement. Or you could go with an offshore broker. I trade with Capital Markets as an offshore broker. They're not subject to the PDT rule. There's a few offshore brokers. Google who you like, and you can trade on a margin account without having to succumb to the PD2 rule. Yes, 25k. PDT rule states that you need an equity of a minimum of 25,000. If you don't, you're restricted to 4 trades per week. Now you can take all those trades in a single day if you want. But it's a bit of a bullshit rule if you ask me. I'm glad I don't live in the US for that reason. Well, there's a number of reasons, but the trading perspective, I'm glad I'm not subject to the PD2 rule. Of this candle is 1102, so I'll just move that up to 1102. Current high of day 1123. Last year, what, gross or net? I'll tell you gross off the top. Well, I know the net numbers as well, but I'll tell you gross, it's more impressive. For the full calendar year, my gross total profit was a 1.04 million. After all the charges and everything else, it was a little under 800k. Pay attention, Tony. Why are you trying to do 2 things at once while you're in a trade? You're an idiot. Good job you set that stop. took profit up there at the 1140s. That's my problem. My ADHD ain't. Not interested in buying followers, but cheers anyway, Ann Bush. Well, people can see my profit. I post my broker statements, my broker reports on the course homepage. A downwards trend here. Little ray line. This high down. Section of that pop out. See a breakout. That was a nice little bit of profit. See if I can ride some more. There we go. Minute 13, so I'll put that up at 15, 17, 20. Six. 27. We're back up to 2000 in green on the day again, which is nice. We like green days. We're not giving it away. We're not giving it back today, Marion. We refuse. Nice. Yeah, I should have sold, but I was busy looking at other things, so I'm gonna have to give you a get a beeper and give you the number there, Alistair, so you can actually beat me. Pay attention, Tony. ADHD is not a good when you're trying to multitask. You get sidetracked very easily. But at least I had the stop in place, which allowed me to take my eye off the ball, which is again is what I'm doing right now. I've got a stop in place so I can take my eye off the ball and look at the chat. If it moves up, then normally I should have been out of this for that candle to break a new low. But what is the website? If you go into my profile, and you click the link in my profile that says TikTok Trader, double click on my face. You can see my face there. Double click on my face or swipe left, whichever, and you can you'll see a link that says the TikTok Trader. Click that. You might have a splash page, but you might not. The first link in the link tree is the course, and if you scroll to the bottom of that page, you'll get my last 6 months P&L. You can, while you're there, you can subscribe to the course, and I'll teach you how I do it. Why not? Does the chat keep me alert? No, it keeps me alert, but it distracts me as well. So I'm looking for the break of the $0.50 before I add to this. Just gonna move this up to 11.30. Guess it breaks below, which is the low of this candle. So next candle to break a low here will stop me out, which I don't mind. It stops me out for a profit, but I wanted to break 11.50 before I could add and move on up. I'm deliberately trying not to be aggressive today. The markets have not been kind to me this month in terms of trading aggressively. I am an aggressive trader. There you go. I got stopped out, so I can address the chat again. So we're 2,300 up on the day, which is, you know, another good 4-figure day. If 2,000 a day works out at 10,000 a week, 40,000 a month on average. So you're looking at $500,000 a year. If you consistently did 2,000 a day, you'd be at $500,000 a year. Anyway, I'll pull this across for tradesmen's benefit. This here is my profile. Look at here. You can see this is TikTok. If you go into my profile, you click on the profile, it brings you to my profile page here. You click on this link in the profile, the TikTok trader. You might get this splash screen, you might not, it might take you straight through. If you get the splash screen, fine. Those of you in Twitch or YouTube, you can get these links in the description of the video, the description of the live. Don't worry about it. Just check out the description. The first one is my course, where you can learn how to day trade. So this is the course. You learn how to day trade. You've got all the details there. It's the full curriculum. There's over 17 hours of lecture material. It's only $150 a month, inclusive of tax. It's actually less in the US, I believe. But if you keep scrolling down to the bottom, so what you're looking for there is the P&L. I've got my trader view statistics. I've got my brokerage reports as well from capital markets, and so this is for the last 6 months. Yeah, by all means, check it out. Sign up. Happy to have you in the community. We've got a private Discord where we all have parties. The next piece is Benzinga. Well, I use Benzinga every single day. This is where I get my ideas, my stock picks. If you start a free trial you can get in for a free trial, 14 days for free, and after that, let me know that you've taken the free trial. And if you've taken the free trial and you want to subscribe to it, come back to me and I will get you a discount code. Normally it's about $177 a month. If you go for the monthly option, you get as much as 34% off if you go for an annual subscription, but I can get you a much better deal if you come to me before you sign up. Just let me know ahead of time. What else is in the link tree that you will be beneficial to you? I've shown you my statistics, and I've already talked about my statistics. When I do my analysis, I use TraderView, which is a trading journal. It's great. It's a freemium service, so the first level is free. You get about 100 trades to analyze a month for free. Check it out if you're a trader. You can either upload upload direct from your platform, or you can upload it in a CSV or XLS, or there's lots of different ways to import your trades. And of course, I use TradingView for deeper chart analysis. And people ask me, what's the platform I'm trading on? It's Dash Trader. So that's Dash Trader. So I'm just going to go back to the actual markets. That's for those of you guys wanting to know what you are wanting to know. You yourself in particular, tradesman. But there you go. AMD. Let's have a look at AMD. From the last I looked at AMD, it's trending very similar to the wider market. So look at AMD and let's look at it on the 15-minute time frame. I'll look at it on the daily even, or 60-minute. Okay, there's the 60-minute on the daily. Let's look at the SPY. So AMD versus the S&P 500. Trend very similar. You know, it's trading with the market. That's AMD, as it tends to do. So going back to what you were saying, Marion, one of my friends likes to trade AMD. He'll short it when the market's in a downtrend. He'll go long when the market's in a bull trend. So and he does the same with Micron as well. So MU is Micron. Micron Technology, and again, very similar pattern to the wider market. So they, from what he tells me, they tend to follow the market rather than lead it. So he watches the market on one chart, and as the market makes a move, he will anticipate that move following through on either AMD or Micron. I'm not saying it's a great strategy to take, but it works for him, and that's how he trades. So yeah, PMVP. Yeah, I didn't get nowhere. We made a little bit on that, but didn't really get nowhere with it. It went up a little bit further before selling off. Sega, we got out here. The flat bottom forming here, it looks like. So I think we might have got double top as well. Need it to break 1150. I wanted it to get to 1150, but it never quite broke it. So 1150, which is why when it started to form this flat bottom, that's why I got to put my stop up there at 1130. No, I'm not limited 10,000 shares per trade. I'm limited basically on however many shares I can afford. So this is the 1 minute time frame. So depending on where I'm at, you're looking at if you look at the stream on YouTube, you'll see that I've got the 1 minute, the 5 minute. You can see my 1 minute and the 5 minute. I'm also looking at the 2 minute, but I've also got the 60 minute and the daily open all at the same time. I've just got multiple screens and multiple charts. So if we're looking at what you can see here, you can only see one chart, one time frame, which is the 1 minute. I'm not just trading on a single time frame. I'm using higher time frames for confirmation, and I'm actually trading in higher time frames as well, depending on the chart pattern. But Flossie, I get 6 times leverage on whatever equity position I have at the beginning of the trading day with my current broker, and that and I can buy up to, I think it's 95% of my equity I can invest in there with the leverage. So that's what I'm limited at. So I could, with the trade I just took with Sega, I could have taken $200,000 worth of. I could have taken 20,000 shares, or 10,000 shares, which would have me at 220,000. My equity today, starting position, is just under 43,000. AMC breaking highs, yeah. Oh wow, that's a lovely breakout. If you look at it on the 5 minute, it's beautiful. Look at that, lovely breakout. AMC, missed that, but another key to being a profitable trader is never succumb to FOMO, the fear of missing out. Whoever was in AMC, good luck to you, well done. If you look at AMC on the 60 minute, there was a definite cup and handle on the 60 minute. Let me just, on the wider, so there's your cup, there's your handle, then up we go. Argument for a double handle, but that's beside the point. But AMC is having a lovely day. GME 2. GameStop not so much, which is very unusual. You normally see GameStop and AMC trading in the same fashion, but the charts are very different today. That's GameStop and that's AMC. Yes, I'm using DAS. Have we not got over 3,000 likes yet? Thought we would have had over 3,000 likes. We're at 2.9 for a decade. Not sure. Okay. Just looking for someone chatting in the Discord, and I've lost the conversation, but I'll pick it up later. All right, Spark also having a little bit of a move. Facebook's moving up. So Facebook yesterday had a fantastic day. Got back almost back to the levels it was at before its huge sell-off a couple of weeks ago, last week, or Monday, or whatever it was. So Facebook can get back above 200. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from there. Oh, you're trading the FTSE. I've tried trading the FTSE and I don't like it. I just don't think there's enough volume in the FTSE. I mean, days at the moment I'm struggling for volume on the NIO, but I just find the FTSE very low volume. Comparatively speaking, you can still get some good movers, but it's usually on much lower volume. I'm looking for a nice bit of volatility. It's TGE. Why is that halted? Volatility? Come on, volatility, really? There's nothing being traded on it to the downside. Hardly volatile, there's nobody trading it. It halted to the downside. Okay. Let's have a look at some of these. Look at AVDL, low price stock. It's tapping that $2 range. How did Geovax get on? I didn't quite break over the 230s level that we were looking for. But this time, yeah, we're only, oh goodness, we're only 40 minutes in. 40 minutes into the market open, we're already 2,300 up. But that's good. That's good. Black Sky. Let's have a quick look. So Black Sky, it's up at 260s, tapping that 268. It's 268 is the high of day. We've double tapped it now, but more of a up and handle type formation than a double top or a flat top. Now we're getting a flat top at 267. So there we go. There's the breakout. Well, let's just have a quick watch at Black Sky. The thing is with Black Sky, yesterday we went up and tapped $3, and historically that's been a key level. If look at this on the daily, you'll see what I'm talking about. The $3 level up here, Let me zoom out on Black Sky. You can see we've got significant resistance at $3 from January and February. So we're approaching that now. So watch for $3. If it can break $3, there's a great window for it to move up. Red box didn't really do much after the open. It moved up and bounced on the VWAP a couple of times and then sold off. It's a shame. I had high hopes of the squeeze happening today on red box. What are you going to do? Let me look at my bigger scanner. Red Robin. So the top movers at the moment on the day have not got over 25%, which is, I consider that a really good move. Is 25% or more up on the day. So I wouldn't say it's an extremely volatile day. We've got quite a lot of good movers, but I wouldn't say that there's any kind of extreme volatility at the moment. Just my opinion. I'm just a guy on the internet. Don't sue me. I'm not a financial advisor. Well, I hope you enjoyed. The sailing there, Phil. The lifestyles of the rich and famous, eh? Yeah, I'm having another good day. So four green days in a row at the moment. So I'm not going to count my eggs before they've hatched. But at the moment we're green, and we're just going to stay green. So I'm looking for a setup that can take me to that magical 5K day. So for those of you who knew, my goal at the beginning of the year that I set myself was to average 5K per day for the year. That would give me a little over $1 million net profit on the year. Well, gross profit. It was about 1.2 million on the year gross profit. But after taxes and well, commissions and charges and things like that, I'm looking for a $1 million profit year. Way behind. I'm way behind that number at the moment. So I think we're on this year right now. Let me have a look at my stats. I think we're about 3,700 or something. What have I done with my trader view stats? There they are. So let me just switch that out. Okay, so my average daily gain last year gross was over 5,000. So I wanted to maintain that for the full year. And what I'm looking at this year right now, I'm way off that at the moment, is 3,700. 3,700 is my average daily gain. I need to improve. But this year my accuracy is not too bad. If you look at, I'll bring this across, we can actually see the statistics. So right now, my average total gain on the year is this is before commissions and charges, transaction fees, or whatever you want to call it. Total gain is 3,700. So we're coming up to the end of May, and I wanted to have a 7-figure year, so we're quite substantially behind at the moment. We're out looking to have a similar year as we did last year, about 800k. My average gain is 3,700. Which I really would like that to be over 5k. So again, a bit of work to do. My largest loss is 27 grand. So as per, that's dragging these losing trades up in terms of average. I have, my accuracy is 66%, so I'm getting a 2-to-1 trade accuracy. But because I've got a couple of really big losses, it's the average loss, average losing trade is a lot higher than the average winning trade, and that is something I need to rectify that. So at the moment for this year, profit factor of 1.8 is not too bad. A good trader should have a profit factor of 1.5 or above. So I'm in that range. 2 or above's great. I'm way behind that at the minute. So that's my stats for this year. Thanks, Phil. Well, that's all you look. We all get losing trades, Chiscarabin. Even the best traders in the world will have losers, and you've got to accept that. If you're going to be a profitable trader, you've got to accept that you're going to lose from time to time. What you can't do is win every on every trade. ALLR. That's moving up. It's just on crappy volume. So I'm just looking at the real-time gap scanner. That's still the top. That's not great volume. CNCE. Onset Pharmaceutical. Again, volatility is the far-fetched. I've not traded these guys for a while. Long time since I traded these guys. They were up in the $20 range when I last traded them, I think. Just have a quick look. Yeah, a little bit about this area. Earlier in the year, in January, I think I traded these guys. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's have a look at what else is moving on volume. Black Sky, we've looked at. Dell, we've been talking about Dell. I used to work for them, so we've been talking about Dell, but we've not actually taken a look at the chart. So it popped out of the gates and then sold off. We might get a bit of a red to green move. So possibly a move back up. I want to see this above 50, 60. Get above the VWAP again. But yeah, I thought Dell might hold the gains. Didn't. AMC pumping again. Yeah. Couple of arguments of broken patterns there. Potential double top, triple top. Yeah. Got a potential cup and handle. Didn't break out. Lots of oh, you've got, yeah, there's lots of different patterns you could say that didn't break out there. Well, of 93 is this resistance level that it bounced at before, so let's see if it bounces there again. AMC having a good day though. AMC 6% up. Have a look at what's moving over the last 30 minutes, last half an hour. Springworks. That's quality full bottom. Missed the move. Nice entry point would have been here around 1580. The high of this candle here, 1587. So getting in at 1590 would have been lovely. This long extension bar here, first pullback, a little doji, and then move up. Would have been a lovely little entry, that one. Opening range high was 1760. So it's not quite got that far up. So this is Springworks, SWTX. That's the top gap. That's the top mover over the last half an hour. Sold off heavily overnight, so it's trying to bounce. Me, 23 and me. This is still red on the day. That's moved up over the last half an hour as well. Not great in terms of volume. Pretty much average relative volume. Let's have a look at Shopify. I don't like that chart, not on the 1 minute at least. Let's have a look at a higher time frame. That's just too choppy, it's too messy. Look at a higher time frame. No, too messy. Let's look at it on the 15-minute. Let's see if we've got anything there. So Shopify just at the moment seems to be following the wider market with less room to the upside. So back to Shopify. Yeah, it's not made the move up that the market has. The S&P 500's out of sight. It really is. Having a great day. The Nasdaq's even better. Nasdaq's 2.5% up on the day. A great day. But Shopify, that's based on intraday. There's no real good trades. It doesn't look great from an intraday perspective. Very choppy, very sideways. Look at it on the daily. It's been following the wider market, so we've got. Be quiet. On the daily, it's following the wider market, so it will move up if the market continues to move up. So if you're in it longer term, just watch the wider market for your cues to either add or exit or whatever. Liga sold off after we got out. It's not really recovered from that. Geovax. I'm not seeing it. Tesla's having a great day. Looking at Tesla, you're looking for a chart, a positive chart. This is a really nice chart with the consolidation, moves up, consolidation. We had this period around the 740 range, key level, and once it broke out, it's moving up. It's getting a bit tired now. We've got a little doji on the 1 minute there. We've got a doji on the 1 minute there. The candles are getting a little bit smaller, so it's getting a bit tired. Probably needs a bit of a period of consolidation for a further move. So, yeah, good day, guys. As we head into a long weekend, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, There's no trading on Monday. There'll be no stream on Monday. I'll drop a couple of videos over the weekend or whatever, but there's no trading on Monday. It's Memorial Day in the States. The markets are closed. So if you want to get your trading fix, get onto Binance or Coinbase or whatever your crypto exchange of choice is, and trade crypto on Monday, because the wider markets the US markets are closed. Of course, you could trade the FTSE, you could trade the Hang Seng, you could trade one of the other geo markets that will be open, but like I say, not the kind of volume that you have. And if you're that addicted to trading, then maybe you should go and seek help. Hey, baby, you want to go for a walk? Is that what it is? It's a bit early. I know I normally don't take you till 4. Yeah. Still moving up. Still the top one. 15. Springworks. Last 15, 20 minutes, this has been the one to watch. So, Springworks. Yeah. Get rid of that. Let me just refresh this. Just looking for anything else. We're an hour in, nearly. There probably will be some more movers a little bit later, but right now the market seems to have gone a bit stale. As I say, Springworks Therapeutics. That's annoying. Sort that out later. Springworks Therapeutics on the momentum scanner. So Wedbush Mountains outperform on Springworks Therapeutic lowers the price target to $50. What? Ouch. So that's why bioscience stocks are extremely dangerous to hold overnight. So let's look at this on the 15-minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. So this one was just happily trading along at $31, and then bang. Last night after hours, it just lost and continued selling this morning. Why? Well, they announced trial data for lead asset in multiple myeloma, which basically means the trial data didn't go very well. It wasn't great news, so they just lost 50% of the value in a matter of hours. So bioscience, if you're talking about swing trading, bioscience are always very risky if you're talking about swing trading because of that very reason. One key piece of news could lose you 50% of the value of the company. Yeah, it's down to 15 a share right now, but it's trying to make a bounce, which is what I'm saying. So it's moved the most percentage-wise in the last 30 minutes. So looking at it on the, or it had, it's now 6% up over the last 15 minutes. So this little bounce here gets recognized by the momentum scanners. You get the reversal and the move up. But when you reach the bottom, inevitably you get the bounce. looks like the bottom here was 13.50-ish, give or take a few cents. So I'm just watching the momentum scanners, just tapping in to see if the chart's worth it, and if the chart looks interesting, then I'll look at the catalyst right now. Again, now I can tell, just looking at the chart, that we've got this spike in volume. There's no volume previous to that. Spike in volume, and then it's already selling off. So, and the volume, it doesn't even get above 100,000 shares. It's relative spike in volume, but see if there's any news just broke over the last 5-10 minutes for this one. Analyst ratings. Ladenburg Thalmann initiates a coverage on Polarity Therapeutics with a buy rating. Doesn't, for me, it's not worth chasing. Now, VAX was a former runner a couple of weeks ago. Moving up quite nicely, but low volume. How did we get on with PMVP? Just ranging sideways now. Sega that we traded is under the VWAP, or is it? No, it's actually above the VWAP when we get the full data here. Right, okay, thank you. Bit late. Little bit of a double bottom formation there for the move up. Not looking the strongest right now. Get in there. Well, do you know what? I'm going to have, this Friday, I'm going to take an early bath. Markets are a bit lackluster today. AVDL is probably one of the lower price stocks. Is trading out of sight at the moment. That's up 88%. So we've got two that are above that 25 golden level that I say. That's just broke the $2 barrier. But this was up at 340s 2 days ago. A huge sell-off yesterday. Why did it have a sell-off yesterday? Trying to make a comeback from yesterday's sell-off. So Thursday, AVDL. Right, yesterday, pre-market, AVDL fell 26% as the FDA cites patent issue in sleep disorder drug. Expects tentative approval in 2023. So why is it now making a recovery? Everdell spikes as Oppenheimer says the sell-off is overdone. So the sell-off is overdone, so it's trying to bounce back. I'd want to see this up at kind of 230s, 240s before I felt comfortable trading it to the upside. Let's have a look at the other big mover, which was Alarity Therapeutics. So Ladenburg have got an $8 price target on this. Really? Over what time frame? High rating and an $8 price target. It's not moving at the levels I would want to jump in. Not got the volatility. But look, that's the market right now. So I'm gonna, well, it's a sunny blue sky. I'm gonna go and walk the dog for an hour or so, maybe get a bit of shopping done, and I'll see how I feel tonight for Power Hour. At the moment we're 2300 green. Let's see how we feel for Power Hour. I'll come back later when the market picks up a little bit. Okay guys, I will, if I don't see you for Power Hour tonight, I'll see you on Tuesday. And I won't be hungover because I'll have had 2 days to recover no matter what happens tomorrow. So for those of you who are Liverpool supporters like myself, good luck tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Catch you later.